Hello everyone, welcome back to Pick a Card Readings. My name is Katie, and today we're going to be looking at what are the predictions for you for the month of April of 2019. So, if you've never been to a Pick a Card reading before, the way it works is there are a number of different decks. For this reading, we're going to have 4 decks. So we're going to have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. Feel free to pause the video or take a look at the cards and ask yourself the question, which one is reaching out to me? Which one is my group? And once you've picked your group, scroll down to the description box below and pick on the timestamp for that group. Now, I've placed piece cards on top of each pile to help you decide which group is meant for you, so I'll go ahead and read them out loud now. Group 1 is I am patient and loving with my fearful thoughts. Group 2 is I am a divine, precious soul. Group 3 is I choose the path of kindness. And group 4 is a well of love resides within me. So feel free to pause the video or go ahead and pick your group now, and let's get started with the reading. So I'm going to jump in and get started with group number 1. So I'm going to put these aside for now. Okay. Group number 1, you picked the card, I am patient and loving with my fearful thoughts. So that'll go right here for now. So what I have are 2 Psychic Oracle cards for you. We have Rest and Rejuvenate and Peace and Planning. We have 1 Angel Oracle card for you, which is Be Assertive. And then we have 4 Tarot cards for you. So we have the 2 of Swords, 4 of Cups reversed, 6 of Swords. Oh, we actually have a 5th card. 3 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Okay, so clearly you have a specific decision to be making here. You have two 2s. You have 2 cards with 2s. You have the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. So I think that you're having difficulty deciding whether or not to make a specific move. I think it's whether you stay put or whether you go on a different adventure. Right now you have the Oracle card Rest and Rejuvenate along with Patience and Planning. So I think what this is signifying to you right now is that this isn't the right time to make that specific move that you were thinking about doing. Instead, you need to sit back, take some time, and really plan out the specific details in which you would accomplish this goal of yours. Maybe you're thinking about moving away to school. Maybe you're thinking about switching over to a different job that would require you to move. And now is just not the right time. I think that there's more time that you need to be spending on figuring out the specific logistics so that when it's time for you to make that move, you'll feel more prepared with your decision and not feeling like it's a big giant leap of faith. I think for you, you're gonna need a little bit more solid foundation before you can make that jump. So to elaborate on that, we've got, okay. So the 3 of Wands actually backs up what I'm saying about making the right move. 3s in general are a number which represents physical manifestation, and it's like specific action, whereas 2s represent speaking out your ideas. And I think what this is trying to say is that you're just not at the phase yet where you're ready to take action, and action will come as soon as you overcome whatever this emotional blockage is. I think that maybe you might be being held back by a specific relationship. That might be what's going on. Is there's probably someone in your life that's either asking you to stay or asking you to go with them, and you're not certain if this is the right move for you to take. It seems like this relationship could be beneficial, but it also just appears as if you're running off into the distance because it's easier to have a partnership with someone, even if it doesn't necessarily represent a healthy relationship. Okay, let me see if I can rephrase that. So the 4 of Cups reversed and the 6 of Swords. Six of Swords is a card where you have two individuals on a boat going back off into the distance together, like basically being defeated, but having partnership in that defeat. Four of Cups in the upright typically represents an individual who's focused on a specific emotion or a specific like passion of theirs, and it's discontentment. Whereas they also have another cup being shown to them and they're just simply not acknowledging it. So I think that I'm just going back to that, what I said before, where I think that this is a relationship where the person is either trying to get you to stay with them, basically, whether that means to stay where you are or to move along with them. And what these cards are saying is that it's not the right time. You need to be very assertive with the way in which you express your feelings, because what's happening here is there's definitely a blockage of that. I think that it's easier for you to feel like, well, I at least have this person with me now, and that's better than nothing. And I don't think that that's going to benefit you in the long run, because even if you do have someone to walk away off, what seems like into the sunshine or to the sunlight with, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be beneficial to you for the long run. Sure, you'll learn a lot of lessons from it, but it's not going to be a healthy relationship. And again, like with Rest and Rejuvenate, this individual is alone and they're spending time on their own within the woods, which really does actually look similar to the Four of Cups, except in this scenario, this person is at peace with being solo, being in their solitude, whereas this one is still struggling, where to put their energy towards. So if this is the situation for you where you're having an individual ask you to come along with them, I think the best decision for you right now is to say no, it's not for you, because it's not going to serve you and your higher good and your purpose. It will only perpetuate the codependency issues that this relationship is already having. So I hope this reading resonates with you, group number 1. If you did pick group number 1, and if you have any questions or if you want to say if it resonates with you, please let me know in the comments below. If you did like this reading and you'd like to catch more for the month of April, then go ahead and hit the subscription box as well as that notification bell, so then you can get notifications every time I put up a new video. So thank you again, and take care. See you next time. Okay, now we're on to group number 2. So group number 2 had I am a divine, precious soul. So let's see what cards you have, group number 2. You've got fulfillment of wishes and mental conflict. Your angel oracle card is improving health. And then we have a few tarot cards here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have, oh, look at this. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Fool reversed, 10 of Swords reversed, the Lovers reversed, and Temperance. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to start with the oracle cards. We have fulfillment of wishes, mental conflict, improving health. From the looks of things at the surface level, it's looking like you're exiting a specific relationship that's no longer serving you and getting ready to enter into a new one. So we have the Ace of Cups here, which is a representation of the beginning of a new relationship. It can also sometimes represent beginning of like an addiction or an obsession, but I'm not getting that vibe with all of this readings, I'm getting Ten of Swords reversed. So it almost looks as if gravity is actually pulling out the swords from this back. So this paired with the Lovers reverse makes me feel like you were in a relationship where the person really did some damage to you. And, you know, I don't think that they necessarily intended to do this damage to you. I think what this was both of you were good for each other in that moment in time, and you both learned a lot of valuable lessons from this relationship, but it's no longer healthy for the two of you to remain together. It's time for you to move on. So that's where the mental conflict and the improving health is coming from. So I think what you're going to see, group number 2, within the month of April, is you're going to see a transition away from this relationship and potentially moving into a new one that's going to be much more symbiotic, much more fulfilling than this previous one. But I think that's going to first take some time. Like you still need to, you know, take the time to remove these swords from your back. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be blaming this ex-lover. I think it just means that you've learned these lessons from this relationship. The chapter is now ending. And so now what this means is it's up to you to decide whether or not you are ready to heal and to move forward. Again, fulfillment of wishes paired with the 10 of Cups. Don't worry. This will happen with time. It's not going to take, it's not going to happen in a day though. This is going to take some time for it to come to fruition. And mainly the reason why it's going to take so much time is because you need the time in order to work through your issues, in order to work through your mental conflict and improve your health. So finally we have the Fool and Temperance reversed. So there's definitely some trepidation with taking the next step. I think you definitely were feeling really defeated in this last relationship that you were in. But you are feeling ready to move on. I think you're just having difficulty physically taking that plunge. It's almost as if like you're still at the very tail end of this relationship. Like it's not 100% done and dusted. Like there isn't 100% closure just yet. Like you're still in contact. And I think that in order for the two of you to move on, the contact needs to end for the time being. I think it'll be healthier for you to not be in each other's heads so much. And then you'll be able to get this clarity that you're looking for. There's also a lot of impatience. Temperance in the upright position shows a woman passing water back and forth between two different cups. And usually this card is a play off of alchemy where they're trying to turn, water into gold or water into wine or something. But anyway, temperance to me represents practicing patience. And because I'm seeing it in the inverse, especially in combination with the Fool in the inverse, I'm seeing it's a mental block, basically, of sorts, where, like, you're ready to move on, but you're not ready to take the step, and yet you're also impatient that nothing is happening, nothing is moving along. And I think that the biggest reason why it's not moving along is because, like I said before, you need to have this closure. You need to end this relationship with this ex-lover before you can really move on with yourself and then find that next relationship. I don't think that this new relationship is going to come for you until the end of April, or potentially even after that. It's up to you. It's your decision on whether or not you are ready to have this kind of a balance, this kind of peace. And the only way that you really will see it is if you take the time to honor your needs and yourself, and first fall in love with yourself and be at peace with yourself before trying to open back up again and sharing, this life with someone else. It's about being open in the first place. It's about, being at peace with who you are and what your feelings are, and recognizing how divine you are, recognizing your self-worth. That's the lesson that you need to learn in the month of April, group 2, before you can move on and have this relationship that you've been yearning for so long. You need to take the time to start that relationship first with yourself before you can share that with someone else. So I think that's good for today's reading for the month of April for group 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then also to hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when I post more pick a card readings. If you did pick group 2, please let me know in the comments below that you did and whether or not the message resonated with you. Thank you so much for joining us today, group 2, and now I'm going to move on to group 3. Okay, group number 3, it is your turn. Thank you so much for choosing to be a part of today's video. You chose the deck that said, I choose the path of kindness. So we're going to start out with 2 oracle cards. So we have partnership and alliances and awareness. Our angel oracle card is ask your angels. And then we have 6 tarot cards. We have the 8 of Cups reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, 8 of Swords reversed, Devil reversed. Everything's reversed. Okay. Certainly unleashing of energy. Something is building up that is about to blow. A catharsis. I choose the path to kindness. I'm getting the impression, group 3, that you are being put in a really uncomfortable position where you have to choose, where people are giving you an ultimatum and you feel like you have to choose between 2 different parties, especially from this card, partnerships and alliances, and then also from awareness. I think that you are the individual that has the middle ground, that has the neutrality, and I think you're trying to maintain that neutrality with I choose the path of kindness. You're making a choice. And rather than choosing, one person's side or the other's, you're choosing the middle ground. You're choosing basically yourself. And I think it's great that you are a loyal individual and you honor your relationships and you work very hard at maintaining them. I think that this is a battle that isn't yours to fight. We have the Devil in reverse here. So, temptations, but honestly, I feel like this is everything that's going on, but because everything is in reverse, it's like you're actively trying to turn your back on every single situation and actively just trying. It's almost as if you're like plugging your ears and you're trying to go la 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 la, like it's not your issue, it's not your problem, and just waiting for the storm to settle. But I don't think that that's going to work for you, group number 3. I think you do need to voice your opinion, or you need to walk away from both parties altogether. I think that is your real choice. It's not choosing one person or the other. It's choosing whether or not to help find a middle ground or to leave and let them work it out on their own. And I think the way to answer that question for you is to ask your angels. I think this is going to take you looking within yourself. See here. 8 of Cups, walking away from things that are no longer serving you. I do think that you need to walk away. I think that you need to take a step back, focus on yourself. You know, remain kind to both parties, but it's not your place to interfere. It's not your place to, you know, act like the leader. King of Wands reversed. This is a person who is communicative, charismatic, somewhat seductive. Like, they have an energy about them that is like a moth to a flame. It's a very attractive energy that in which you have. And I think that you have attracted two types of moths that maybe are clashing at the moment. And I think the best way for you to get past it is not to blindfold yourself anymore, because that's what you have been doing. You have been putting up your fingers to your ears and saying la 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 la, like actively trying to avoid the situation, but it's only getting worse for you by remaining present in it, even if you're not playing an active role in it. You need to let things play out as they should. Maybe it's not best for these two individuals or these two parties to try to continue to maintain a relationship with another. It's okay for there to be change. It's okay for there to be movement in a new direction. And again, I'm not saying that you need to choose between either people. Maybe the best path is to choose neither. And again, I choose the path to happiness or to kindness. It's to walk your own path and be at peace with who you are and, you know, what you want to bring to the table. Maybe neither of these people are good for you. I'm getting the impression that it's like friends, or I don't think it's family members. It seems like almost trivial, like I'm getting middle school vibes. Like it feels like a trivial argument. It feels like something that is a waste of time, that to them might feel like it is a really big deal. But I think to you, it's not. And you actually have an opportunity to move on to something else. You have the Ace of Wands, and it was in the reverse, which means an opportunity for a new adventure, an opportunity for travel that you seem to be turning down, specifically because you're trying to maintain whatever relationship is left within this group of yours. I think you need to leave. I think you need to embrace the specific opportunity. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's like a vacation. But you need to go on it, and you need to respect yourself and honor yourself first before trying to partake in all of this. I think at the end of the day, you really are aware of, you know, what the situation is and what each other's opinions are, and they're valid. But your issue is that you're so hooked on being loyal and maintaining these partnerships and alliances that you're preventing yourself from moving forward. And I think that this is causing a lot of turmoil in your life. So yeah, final statement is time to move on. It's time. Okay, so that is it for group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did enjoy this reading, make sure to let me know in the comments below what group you picked and whether or not this reading resonated with you. And then also, please, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and then subscribe to the channel if you are interested in seeing more pick a card readings from me, and hit that notification bell so then you know every time I post a video. Thank you, group 3. I think that this will be a really interesting month for you to move on and get a fresh perspective. Okay, now on to group 4. Okay, group number 4. Thank you for joining me today for this reading for your April predictions. You have chosen the card, A Well of Love Resides Within Me. Okay, so I think that, yeah, this was So this is the group where I actually picked 2 Angel Oracle cards. For the others, there was only 1 that popped out, but when I was shuffling, 2 popped out for your group, so you're special in that sense. You have the Psychic Oracle cards, Solar Plexus Chakra, and Prosperity Begins. Interesting, interesting. So for our Angel Oracle cards, we have Peaceful Resolution and Choose a New Direction. And so we have Justice, 5 of Pentacles, King of Cups. Gosh, it's hard to fit everything in the frame. Six of Pentacles, High Priestess, and 8 of Wands. Okay. Choose a new direction. Yep. Peaceful Resolution. King of Cups. Okay. Your generosity has not worked in your favor. You are an individual, group number 4, where when you develop a relationship, it's very easy for you to want to take care of the other person and be there for the other person. You're a very sharing individual. You share a lot of your wealth, quite literally. This could mean like sharing money, sharing, investments that you have, sharing, literally your food, like the clothes off your back. Like that's how generous of an individual you are, which is great. I think that it's gotten to the point where you're having issues feeling respected, and you're having issues feeling like the kind acts are being reciprocated. And even though it might feel like, you're being drained, you really have a constant flow of love. It's never ending. And I think what's really important for you for the month of April, group 4, is to take back the love and attention and care that you've been giving to other people and put it back on yourself. I think that you deserve that. I think that justice isn't being served. There's no reciprocity. There's no equalness. There's no, there's no give and take. It just feels like give, and they're take. You're not receiving in return. But the month of April, prosperity begins. It's your turn. It's your turn to receive. And that comes from choosing a new direction, from choosing a new group with which you feel honors you and your needs. There will be a peaceful resolution with the group of individuals that you're involved with now, but that might not come immediately. It's really important that you express yourself very clearly this month. The 8 of Wands is a card of inner strength, of strength of communication. It's about the throat chakra. It's about recognizing, what's going on inside and honoring the fact that you deserve to express those feelings, to other people. And you seem to be a very emotional individual, which makes you a leader. I think that that's what's attracted so many people to you, is you just have this general sense of lightness to you, and you probably are a natural light worker, a natural healer. But there comes a time when you need to find balance with that, where, you know, you have to start by filling your cup first before you're able to fill anyone else's. And that's what's happening here with the King of Cups is, you know, sure, you still may be looked on as the leader, but it's mostly from a position of being a caretaker and not really being in a position where, you know, everyone is there to benefit the group. You have, Five of Pentacles in reversed and the High Priestess in reverse. So feeling shunned from the community and yet also stripped of your financial means. Like, again, literally it feels as though they've taken the clothes off of your back. And it's not fair. It's not. But I think we have to take a step back here and recognize, you know, that you do have some responsibility in this. I'm not saying that you're a bad person, Group 4. What I'm saying is that it only stops when you recognize your doing in the situation. If you're a person who is very kind and generous and giving, now is the time in the month of April to learn that you have a limit. And it's okay to have a limit. And it's encouraged to have a limit. And when you do honor yourself, that's when the prosperity will begin for you in this month of April. The High Priestess in reverse really ties in my mind, with the King of Cups in reverse. It's a depletion of intuition. It's a depletion of your connection to your intuition, more specifically. And feeling as though you don't have much of a direction to turn to, and that you're just kind of feeling like everything is in the dark. But I think that this energy will be really good for you, Group 4, specifically because we've been dealing with Mercury in retrograde within Pisces season. Now that we've got the Aries season coming on and the new moon of Aries on April 5th, that is going to be some amazing energy and an amazing time for you to really work towards practicing self-love, recognizing that it's okay for you to not share your wealth with others, and that it's okay to move on, and, you know, it's okay to let people down, because they need to be let down. They need to know, they need to remember that they don't need to rely on you for everything in life, nor are you responsible for providing for them for everything in life. And at the end of the day, just as much as you have to remember that you are responsible for your own happiness, it's the same lesson for them. So I think that that will help you in this journey as you progress and as you evolve within this month of April. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed that reading, Group 4. If you did, please let me know in the comments what group you picked and whether or not you felt the reading resonated with you. If you like this reading and you'd like to see more, please make sure to give me a thumbs up so that I know what you're interested in, and then subscribe to the channel. And finally, hit that notification bell next to the subscription button so then you do get notifications each time I put up a new video. Thank you so much, Group 4. Have a wonderful day.